good, everybody? What's popping? I'm back, man. It's been a minute since we've done the artist loft. Uh, Man, it's just been life. You know what I'm saying? Got busy trying to do this and trying to do other things, and just couldn't get it popping off. But I'm back, man, and I've got another great one for y'all. We're gonna talk to a fellow man who I've been following on YouTube for a minute now, and yo, dude is pretty dope. Before I bring him on, though, I do, just want to say something real quick. For those of y'all who feel like uh, YouTube isn't a real job or real career, because I've been hearing that a lot lately. I invite y'all to try it. Like, I invite y'all to try and stay consistent, drop your videos, make your videos, edit them, and do all of that on a consistent basis to try to get your YouTube channel up. Because I'm telling you, yo, it's not easy. It's not. So for those of you that think that, that's my challenge to you. But this brother, man, I've been following him now for a minute on YouTube. He makes great content, great videos. I've learned a lot just watching him. So I'm gonna bring him on, y'all. Yeah, hold on. Y'all make sure y'all go check him out. His name's Shot by Curt. Yo, what's good, brother?
Yeah, you already know, man. I'm chilling, but I'm gonna tell you like I tell everybody else. Same shit, different toilet.
Yo, that sounds about right. That sounds about right, yo, for real. Well, man, it's
Yeah.
good to have you on, man. I'm glad we finally get a chance to talk face to face.
Yes, sir. I'm
Um,
glad to be here.
um, so let me tell you, I think I first connected with you, um, YC Imaging and Creative Ryan and yourself, and I think it was Kid Nick. Y'all
Mhm.
went on a trip to Arizona, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't remember who dropped that video first, but I remember watching the video, and then I just kind of went and just I think I went to your channel, then I went to Kid Nick's channel. I think
Yeah.
at that time I was already subscribed to YC and Creative Ryan.
Yeah.
But yo, that was a dope one. That really just the camaraderie amongst y'all and just out there having fun. I think y'all got caught in a sandstorm.
Yeah. The dust storm. Yo, that was crazy. I mean, just like the whole time of everything, like the timing and everything, like it's the pandemic. We ain't really outside like that, or not supposed to
Right.
be. Um, And when the idea came up, it was just like before that we was just all playing Call of Duty and like yo, we gotta figure out how we can get together and link and create some stuff. Like being in the house, man, it's whack. It's for the birds. So I think it was Ryan that came up with the idea. YC flew down. Angel already stayed in Arizona. We was playing Call of Duty with him. Nick and another guy that we was with. We all just linked up and it was a great time. But for day one, we run into a dust storm. That
Right.
was wild. But it made for great content though.
Yeah, the content was good, man. But yeah, I think that's where I first connected with your channel and
Yeah.
saw you. But before we get into it, man, go ahead and tell the people about yourself, how you got started, where you're from, and all that good stuff.
So, shot by Curtis, shot by Curt, whatever you want to call it, they go hand in hand. I started actually doing music. I started doing a lot of stuff, but we're just gonna skip to the part where I was doing music. So I was doing music, and as a music artist, you need music videos. People was hitting me over the head, especially at that time. Like music videos, cameras weren't as accessible as they are now, especially
Right.
like budget friendly options. So you got 5D Mark IIs, and I think that's like a right around that era or something like that. And I knew a couple guys that had them. They were doing photos, and they're like, "Yo, give me 500, give me 1,000 for a music video." And I looking at their stuff. For one, they don't even shoot music videos, but it's just more so like I got a camera, so I'm gonna try it,
Right.
and then I'm gonna try to get this money back from this camera that I just bought.
Right.
And I'm looking at the videos like, nah, this ain't it. So eventually I found somebody that'll shoot me a video, and I didn't really rock with it. So then it got to the point where I'm like, I'm gonna just save my money. I'm gonna try to figure out how to shoot my own video,
Mm.
and then kind of my wife had a or actually she still got Nikon D3200.
Wow.
So
Okay.
she would shoot the videos and then I would try call myself trying to edit them. Then my boys would come down from, Jersey. Actually, I got a homeboy in Bama. He would come down and I try to shoot their videos. And then it just got to the point where I started getting like caught up in trying to edit and my videos is trash and I don't like it, don't look like this and it's not
Right.
that. Then it's like, you know what? I want a camera. So then I saved that. Matter of fact, one of the last jobs that I worked at before I first quit, which I'm pretty sure we'll get into, I took my last check and I bought a camera and I quit. And I've pretty much been on the journey since.
Yo, that's what's up. That's what's up
That was
for real.
2017.
2017.
That was 2017.
So I noticed a lot of people kind of ventured into videography because they were into trying to shoot their own videos doing something else, whether it was
Yeah.
music or dancing. It's like a lot of people that I followed on YouTube, they all had the similar story. Like, yo, I was a dancer and I was trying to shoot my own stuff and I just got into it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
it's interesting though because I think when it comes to this video work, how quickly it draws you in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you get intrigued by not only just the camera but the editing process, and
Yeah.
you decide, okay, yeah, I think I want to try this, and especially now because the cameras are coming out every week
Mhm.
and they're all good cameras. Like there's no such thing as a bad camera anymore.
Right. Right.
And so it's even more intriguing for people now to shoot their own stuff. But man, let me ask you this question. So you were doing music, you started
Mhm.
shooting your own videos. When did you decide that, okay, I'm not even going to do music too much anymore. I'm just going to do this? Like when did that epiphany happen?
Um, to be honest, it was probably I quit the first time in 2017. I was just tired.
You was
And at
okay,
that point, I'm like, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm about to, whatever. I'm about to be killing it. And I
right,
quickly found out that that wasn't the case. One, because I didn't know what the hell I was doing, so I wasn't good. Wasn't
right,
nobody paying me, so I went back to work, but I went back with a plan. So I'm
okay,
practicing. I'm getting better. Fast forward to 2019, and I started like getting paid on a consistent basis. Then it's like, okay, you know what? I'm kind of at that point where I'm sick of these jobs again. Oh, I've been sick of them, but I'm sick
right,
of them to the point where I'm gonna quit. And people are giving me money, so I just need to figure out more ways to get people to pay me.
right.
And that was I probably 2019, early 2019 is when I had to say that. That was when it was like, okay, you know what? This is officially what I'm doing. No ifs, ands, or buts.
That's what's up. And I know a lot of people want to get to that point. With me because my main job is still my own business.
Yep.
And so for me it's a little bit crazy because I've been in the business that I'm in for, man, 25, 26 years now.
Right. Right.
And and I think I started my business in 2003.
Mm.
So I've been doing it, and now I got into doing I really got into doing the video work probably around 2018. I
Okay.
started I started my photography business in 2016. But it was I was only doing photography. Now I went into it with the intention of always doing video work. I just didn't know what I was doing
Right.
because
Right.
I had always taken pictures. I started off with film. I still shoot film to this day, along with digital. But I always had the intention of going into video work, and I quickly found out that I sucked at video work. Like it didn't take long. Like
Right.
I'll go back to my YouTube channel and see some of the videos that I shot back then, And like one lady I called and was like, "Yo, I got to give you your money back. Like,
Oh,
I can't believe you paid me for this. Like, this is
right,
ridiculous. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Like, I cannot believe you paid me for this."
right, right.
And so,
Not the refund, the self
yeah,
refund at that.
yo, I was like, man, I can't, like, it was hurting my soul.
Yeah, yeah.
But um, I remember that's when I became. Up until then, I didn't really watch YouTube.
Mm,
Um, I remember started watching YouTube videos. Um, and YC Imaging was one of the first people who I came across, and I don't know how I came across him. I just know I did,
right,
and he was one of the first people. And I started watching his videos, and it was actually watching his videos that I was able to start finding other people to watch.
right,
And from there, I just started shooting everything I could. Like I'm doing so much free stuff and just shooting my behind off, man. Trying to learn this thing. I started with a Nikon D5200.
right.
Her name was Dee. Red. Loved her to death.
Named it and everything. I respect.
Yeah, man. I love that camera. And she didn't it didn't really have a whole lot of video, real good video features, but I still shot video with it. Like
Right,
I was shooting commercials for people. I was scared to get into the music video thing.
right,
Um, because I would people would reach out, and you know how it is. They reach out, and I always go and look at the past stuff that they've done,
right,
and then you see the quality of stuff that they've already got done, and then you like, man, I don't think I can. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think I can touch that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna charge this person money.
right, right,
And so I just kind of stuck. I stayed for a while just doing kind of the business commercials. Those were easy. I could set those up, put some lights on people, throw a microphone on them, boom, I'm good.
right.
Charge them, $100, $200, and I'm straight.
Yep.
That wore out real quick. You know the editing time to do
Oh,
that, to do stuff, and then
yeah,
you look back and you didn't only put $100 in your pocket. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
nah, that ain't what's up. But I'm even at the point now to where I want to leave the business that I have now and strictly focus on video work.
Right.
But it's just, man, it's 1 month you have a good month, the next month ain't so great. The month after that is even worse. Then that following month, it's another good month. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
it's the consistency of getting paid that kills me. But how did you when you were in 2019, when you finally left all your jobs and you went strictly full time doing this, like
Mm.
how did you did you already have clients in place, or did was it just kind of like I'm out here on a faith thing?
You know, it's a little bit of both, to be real. I did have people paying me, but it wasn't like there was no retainers. No retainers existed at that time. So
Right.
it was literally whatever I could get. Um for me, what ended up happening was at that time, since I was practicing the whole real random thing, is that was what I came up with to practice. So like instead of me just shooting stuff and then like just leaving it in the computer, I had this, I don't know, I just like to come up with stuff,
Right.
and I came up with this thing. At the time it was called random footage.
Okay.
And then eventually I transitioned it to real random. And that was my form of practice. So I would post at least 4 or 5 times a week, and hashtags at that time on Instagram were a lot more potent than what they are right now. I think the algorithm existed then. I'm pretty sure it did, but to the way that it exists now, like where it's all these different yeah, no, it wasn't all of that. So
Right.
um I would do real randoms like 4 or 5 times a week just because I'm out shooting so much, put together a little edit, and then people would start to come from out of town. And this is why I have so many clients that are from like the East Coast and whatnot, because they came to LA like looking for a videographer. So they go to Instagram, LA videographer, Los Angeles videographer. Since I was posting so much, I would come up within the top 9, maybe the top 15, top like at the worst.
Wow.
So
Okay.
they seeing me so much that like, okay, he must be doing something right.
Right.
So then they'll look, they'll see like maybe a few other videographers or whatever, and they'll reach out to all of us. And since I'm looking for work, I'm more than likely the first one to answer.
Right. Right.
So that definitely helped me out a lot between the consistency of me posting and then just being diligent in my DMs and answering people in a timely fashion.
Right.
Um, One of the people that I work with, I've been working with him since 2019, and I still work with him now out of New York. And he was telling me it was between you and 2 other people, but you answered first, so we went with you.
That's
And
important.
here we are 4 years later, and we still work.
Right.
So imagine if I, waited like, man, I hit him tomorrow. I'm too
I hit it.
busy,
Right.
whatever.
Right.
I
Right.
miss out on that. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So it was that.
That's and I think and that's just a good business move, period.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To respond quickly. That's just I don't care what you do. That's just good business.
Right.
Um and that part I all I had all that, like I said, I've been in business for a minute. So that part I had down. But for me, one thing that got me was when I started was I realized, like right now I'm 46 years old
Okay.
and I'm the old cat in the game. And I didn't
Right.
get started when some other people got started. So I'm late to the game first of all. Then I'm older. I already
Hmm.
got a family and a bunch of children and all that old stuff. So
Yeah.
it's like I don't even have the freedom to do this like these cats. Like I'm watching, like for instance, y'all video to Arizona.
Hmm.
Man, I can't grab the homies and dip out to Arizona. I got a wife at the house and kids and all. Like, like I can't. But that's the kind of stuff that when I saw was like, yo, this is what this is all about.
Yeah.
Like this is the freedom that people had. See, when I was young like that, we wasn't thinking about that.
Right.
We was too busy trying to be gangsters. Just honest. We was too busy with this generation I'm in, this Gen X. Dog,
Yeah.
we were stupid when we was young. That's why they called us Gen X. They didn't know
Right.
what to do with us. We was stupid, didn't have no vision, no goals, nothing. We was just out here wilding out.
Right.
That's it. So when I see that now, and now I'm in this field too. Like it's everybody I watch on YouTube is 10 years or more younger than me almost. It's
Right.
you know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
it's so for me, that doubt started setting in. Like, yo, am I too old for this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm too old to be shooting these music videos. I'ma send you a music video that I shot recently in Atlanta.
Okay.
Yo, you gonna trip out. I can't let's put it this way. It's so raunchy, I can't even put it on here. You know
Uh-oh.
what I'm saying? Like
Say
it's
less. Say
it's
less. Say less.
but I'm gonna send it to you. But it was like I felt I felt like the old dude. You know what I'm saying? Like it
Right.
was like, yo, this is crazy. And I can remember, probably last year, just like, man, am I too old for this?
Mm.
Did I get in it too late? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these cats got started, back when Instagram first started popping
Mm.
and all that. See, I'm late to all of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't even video wise, really 2017, 2018 is when I really got serious in video.
Right.
And so, and at that point, I'm learning. I'm not even halfway decent.
Right.
So I started having some doubt, you know what I'm saying, about should I really be doing this? Am I old for this? I'm showing up on set sometimes. Like I say, I'm the old cat. You know what I'm saying? I got a few health issues. I walk with a limp. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just it's just a lot of stuff
There's a lot going on.
that I'm looking at like, can I even do this?
Right.
And so one thing that attracted me to your videos were, first of all, they're short and to the point.
I try.
Like you ain't like you ain't spending 10, 15 minutes dragging on a video trying to talk about something or nothing. It's I'm using, I got this camera, this is the features, this is what it looked like when I use it. I'll holler at y'all. Peace. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Yeah.
like,
It's
and I like that though. And I
yeah.
know in this YouTube space, they say, you need to make your videos longer and all of that, but I don't, I don't see that. I think the attraction is when I go to one of Curt's videos, I'm gonna get what I need to hear. I'm gonna see what I need, and then it's gonna be done.
Right.
I ain't gotta spend 15 minutes waiting for him to get to his point. Like, yo, is he gonna say what he talking about? Or we gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
And I think that's what I liked about him.
yeah.
That's what, like, when you was talking about lights or you was talking about this camera or whatever, and it wasn't anything hyped up. It wasn't a sponsored video, so you wasn't saying stuff just to try to appease the brand or whatever. You was giving your opinion about how you use it.
Right, right,
In the beginning, that's what I needed. I need somebody to show me what this does when they use it. I don't care about the specs.
right. Me either. I mean, I do,
You know what I'm saying?
but I do, but not enough to talk about them because there you got the Gerald Unduns and all the people that do these extensive
Right,
things that I don't care to do. Like before it come out, oh, it could do this. It
right,
has
right,
this. Oh, that's fire. Okay, great. Now when I get it, I'm not talking about that because I know somebody finna tear the box open. They finna do the whole montage of them opening the
right,
box, and then
right.
they're
They
gonna
gotta
tell
spin
you
the box
every
around and cut
single
it open. Yeah,
spec. They're gonna put it in a freezer and tell you how it's not gonna overheat. Not y'all
right,
got that.
right.
I'm not that guy. I just want to tell you, like, yo, this I got this. I like it or I don't.
And
This is what I did with it.
that's what I needed. Like, yo, I don't need, like you say, the specs I'm looking at on paper. I'm like, okay, it does this, it can do that, it's got stabilization. Okay, I'm cool.
Yeah.
Now I need to see somebody use this thing, how they used it, give me their impressions of it. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to content, I think, like you say, you got a lot of people that go through the whole thing. You spent 10 minutes just opening the box. Like,
Mm.
dude, I don't care how the packaging is. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's well packaged. This is built from carbon fiber and all.
Yeah, yeah. I don't need all that. I don't need all that. Like I saw that when I was looking at the press release
Right,
beforehand.
right,
So I mean, like some people, I think at this point, like if I do watch an unboxing, is because I rock with the person
right.
more so than I just want to watch you open the box.
Yes,
Because if one person didn't open the box, it ain't really too many other ways that you can open a
you open
box
the
that's gonna
box.
make me like, oh my god, this is mine. Like, no, get to the point.
Right. I
So
need
I be torn about it because like playing the YouTube game, like you said, making the videos longer and this and that. But I also gotta, and this is something I go back and forth about. Like I want to do YouTube videos. I like doing YouTube videos. The problem be me sometimes comparing myself to other creators and what the typical YouTuber is. But then the point of me starting the channel was to document my journey,
right
which I'm not the typical YouTuber. I'm just a person who puts videos on
on
YouTube.
YouTube. Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying? So like I like the idea of what YouTubers get
Hmm.
as I guess having that job or whatever. Like, oh, you
Right,
get
right, right,
sponsorships or free stuff or paid stuff or this that. I like the idea. If it comes along, cool. But at this point, I'm at a very pivotal point of like I kind of want to kick rocks, to be real. Like,
right,
as much as I just put out these videos on 12 months and this and that, like I really want to kick rocks because I'm putting unnecessary pressure on myself. But then it's like when I remove the pressure, then I get hyped about making a damn video. So it's
right,
like, all right, let's get that out the way. Let's get the pressure out the way as much as we possibly can and get back to why we started the channel, which was to document the journey. Now, it's
right,
kind of difficult these days because I'm kind of busy and I don't have somebody there to shoot BTS or whatever, so I got to take
right.
the shots from whatever the hell I just shot if I can even share it, because on some
A lot
stuff, a lot of
you
stuff,
can't
I'm on
share.
NDAs and
Right,
whatnot, and I can't share the footage. So then it's like, well, I can't make a video on it because I ain't got the footage. So it's a lot that be going on that people don't know, like why I'm not posting. But I'm trying to figure things out to where I can still like creep content out there and stay relevant, if you will, but
right.
within my own framework.
So that's why I wanted to get this podcast started back up, because my intention for this was always for me to get other creators on here, artists in general, and we sit and talk and not worry about whether or not this is going to get views or internet. Like, we just going to chop it up and talk some art stuff.
Right.
And for me, that's a way for me to be able to still um to satisfy that YouTube craving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And put some content out, but not really be worried about it.
Right.
Um, because I'm like you. At first, YouTube was just a place for me to put my stuff where I could send potential customers to go look at.
Right.
Like, that was my first goal. Well, I did a video for a guy who's a he's got a big following. He's a comedian,
Mm-hmm.
and I did a video for him, and then all of a sudden I had a bunch of subscribers. So I said, okay, well, maybe I need to concentrate on this a little bit more.
Yeah.
Quickly found out they've subscribed, but these jokers don't watch no videos.
Right.
I quickly found that out. They
Yep.
subscribed because he gave me the shout out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So they came over, hit the sub button, boom, they gone. I don't see them no more. So it's just
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
it's like, but I said, okay, all right, I'm gonna at the beginning of this year, I said, okay, I'm a try to be consistent. I'm gonna put out videos one a week, and I'm gonna do it. And for like the first 2 months of the year, I was good.
Yep.
Video a week, I was rocking, getting them out. That didn't last past the 2 months. Um, it just didn't. My fiance has a YouTube channel also. She paints.
Mm-hmm.
So I do her videos. And I gotta get her videos done no matter what. Like, that's just, I can't say, hey babe, I ain't gonna be able to get your video out this week. That ain't happening. So
Right. Right. Right.
so doing her videos, which really ain't, it's not that big of a deal. Like, hers don't require a whole lot of editing. So because it's literally just her painting.
Mm-hmm.
But still trying to do that, as well as client work, as well as still run my other business,
What is the other business?
janitorial. I own a janitorial service.
Gotcha.
Um, like I say, I started it originally in 2000. Officially
2000.
became a business in 2003,
Yeah.
and um, and so that's what I do, and trying to keep that going and do this. Like, May was a ridiculous month. I don't know what was going on in May, but everybody wanted something done, and me and my fiance helps me out. man, we was running all over the place doing videos, and like you know, cause I pretty much she's my photographer pretty much.
Yep.
So she takes the pictures at these events and other things we go to. So I didn't have anybody doing BTS. Like you, sometimes you're under these NDAs where you can't put out anything.
Mhm.
So I don't have content. The best I can do is maybe do a talking head and just tell people what I did. You know what I'm saying? Like that,
Yeah,
that's
and ain't no fun in that part, and that's what drives me away from doing it. But uh, me and Ryan have conversations quite a bit just about the kind of like the landscape of YouTube right now. And like everybody's trying like hard, man, like really, really hard to make these. At this point, they're not even YouTube videos. They all feel like movies.
right.
Um, it gotta be shot a certain way, it gotta be this, it gotta be that, it gotta look like this. And I kind of bought into it, to be real, and that even kind of discouraged me for a little
No,
bit.
it was
Dang,
Ryan.
like I
It was
gotta,
Ryan. It was creative Ryan who got me not putting out my vlogs because his vlogs look so dope and so
yeah,
cinematic, and you know what I'm saying. So I'm looking at me. I got my little camera. I'm vlogging, and then I go to his channel, look at his vlogs, and I'm like, nah, man, I can't put this out, man. Look at you know what I'm saying? Like, look at this. I got caught
yeah,
up in that.
yeah. You know what? Like, surprisingly, I I just like took those for what they were. Especially like once I got to know him
Uh
and
huh.
like watch the process. And it's like I don't work that way.
I got you.
Like the way that I put my stuff together, I kind of piece it together before, like as it's happening. So
Right.
then when I go back to the edit, I can edit fast
I got
than what he would. So like since he's like really tedious and meticulous about the music and this and that, like I'm that way in my own way.
you. Right.
So like him, he's like, yo, no, this cut is at this 20-second mark. It's not like I'm like that in my own way. But since I'm already kind of cutting it as I'm shooting it,
Right.
especially if it's a vlog and it's mine, it don't take me that long. So like everybody, there's a method to everybody's madness,
Right.
but it's not those. It's more so the way that like the full time thing now is like if it don't look like this or it's not this, then it's not popping, and
Right.
then that means that you don't have a chance of getting an audience because it don't look like X, Y, and Z,
Right.
or it's too simple, or it's too complicated. It just has to be just right. Like it can't
Right.
be too hot, too cold. It just got to be perfect. At this point, I I'm convincing myself to damn near put out bad work for the sake of reminding myself when you started, you sucked.
Right.
Right? That's
Right.
one.
Right.
But two, you when you get better, it seems like you get too good for your own good. And then it starts to like cripple you because you get an audience or whatever, and it's like, well, I came to your channel for X, Y, and Z, and now you're not delivering that.
Right.
That's cool. You came to my channel because I was doing something that I wanted to do.
Right.
I'm going to
Right.
continue to do what I want to do versus doing what is supposed to be right
Right.
now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like at first I was doing whatever because there was no pressure of an audience watching. And then all of a sudden now it's like, oh man, I like your color grades and this and that, but I want to try something else. And then I try something else and then you don't like it. So then I go back to doing the old color grade. And it's like, why you keep going back and doing the old color grade? So it's like people are gonna pass judgment regardless,
Yep.
good or bad.
Yep.
The reminder to self is to just do what makes you happy. When, because I used to be stoked to hit the export button and then hit the upload button
Yeah.
because I was excited about it. Now,
Yeah.
whether somebody else felt that way, I don't know. But I was excited. So
Right.
when I lost that excitement, that's what kind of messed me up with the whole just creating content in general, because it's like, damn, I want to make money from YouTube, or I want to get these opportunities from YouTube, but that it might not be my thing. I might just need to just create stuff,
Right.
whatever tribe comes with that, rock with them, but not necessarily attach it to a monetary gain,
Right.
and
Right.
just kind of creatively rock. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm grateful that, you've been rocking with me, because you like legit, not just saying it for the sake of the podcast. Like, he has been rocking with me for a minute. Um, in like every video, he's probably the first comment to pop up on the
Absolutely.
video.
Yo,
Yeah,
I'm
you can
there.
go
Yo.
back. You
Right.
could go back. It's documented. You could go back and
I'm
see that.
there, yo.
But
I'm there because I understand what it takes to put this stuff out. So
yeah,
when I support somebody, I'm a supporter because
yeah,
I
man, I
know that
appreciate you.
because I do it. I know the effort that was put forth to it. It may
Yeah.
just be a 5 or 6 minute video, but it took hours to put
It's,
together. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
it. So I understand that. So yeah, I'm gonna make sure that when somebody drop a video that I'm subscribed to, yo, I'm liking, I'm commenting, I'm watching the whole video
yeah.
to
Nah,
make sure that it's worth that person's time to
yeah,
do that. And I think because I can't ask for support if I ain't giving it. You know
100.
what I'm saying? Like I can't do that. And
Yeah,
I ask people to support me constantly. And the crazy part about it is that I'll get somebody who tells me, "Yo, I saw your video." I'm like, "Cool. You subscribe to the channel?" No. Yo, I need you to go and hit that button. It don't
yeah,
cost you nothing. It ain't gonna take you no time, dog. Like if you watch the video, the subscribe button is right there. I need you
yeah,
to go ahead and hit that button for me, and just people just ain't gonna do it.
yeah,
And I got to the point to where in my mind I'm saying, okay, maybe the videos ain't good enough.
right,
Because what happens is then you start getting inboxes from people and emails of people saying certain things.
right,
Now there's people requesting a certain type of video. Or what do you think about this camera? And what do you and I'm like, yo, this channel really wasn't a camera gear type channel. Like
yeah,
I've given my opinions on the cameras that I own.
yeah,
But it wasn't, ain't nobody sending me no camera. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
Canon's not sending me a camera every time they come out with one. I don't know about the R8. I have no idea about it. I can
yeah,
tell you what you probably already know,
right,
but
right,
but I had one person not too long ago told me, he would rather watch my videos without the background music. And I'm like, yo, are y'all serious?
yeah, yeah,
Like and for me, so now I'm thinking, okay, well, how many other people don't like the background music? Do I need to take the background music out and just talk? Or do I, you know what I'm saying? All this stuff starts going through my head on maybe why this video didn't perform as good as the previous video.
right,
And that started to take the fun out of this for me.
yeah,
Cause now I'm checking analytics more and more. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
I'm up at 2 o'clock in the morning looking at analytics.
yeah,
And I'm like, man, I don't want to do like, like I don't want to do that. Like that's not the purpose of this. I don't want to do it. But what I said I was going to do, man, is I was going to challenge myself. I was going to just use my phone
yeah.
and make a vlog every day for 1 week.
Oh man,
Just just using my phone, not worrying about any fancy edits, doing the vlog, doing a quick, throwing an intro or something on it and CapCut or something like that, and then uploading it every day. for 1 week. I said I was going to do that.
When you starting?
Well, I was supposed to start this week. I was supposed to start this week. That didn't happen. But my fiance is having surgery next week, and I'm gonna be with her the whole week. So I said next week I am going to do like literally no plan, nothing planned out, just me grabbing my phone and just talking about something
Yeah.
and putting it out to get over this thing of it's got to be perfect. It's got to look this way. I got hard drives full of vlogs that I have never put out. That I mean, literally, like I got a whole Memphis trip. We went to Memphis. I vlogged that whole trip and didn't put it out.
Right.
Um, we've been to Atlanta. We went down to Mobile, Alabama. I got vlogs, man, and I never put them out because looking at the footage, I'm like, yo, it didn't look like this. I can't put, and I'm telling you, people like Ryan who were making these amazing looking vlogs.
Right.
I was looking at their stuff and like, nah, man, Ryan got a drone flying over the ocean with his son running down. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I can't,
Yeah.
I can't,
I can't
I
compete with that. I'm gonna go ahead and hang it
right,
up.
and so it kills not my creativity, but just my ability to put the stuff out.
Right.
Like if I'm inconsistent with the look of my videos because I'm always changing something, trying something new, trying to see how I can achieve this look. I watch somebody else's video. Oh man, that looks dope. Let me see if I can recreate that. And I've noticed my videos don't have a consistent look. And that's what I'm trying to get to.
Right.
I'm trying to get back consistently putting out videos. And I just trying to get through the whole process of it.
Right.
I've even made videos about the process and planning out, and I don't even follow my own advice. That's how crazy it is. Like,
You know what Barry White said, practice what you preach.
right. I don't even do it. I made a video about balancing home life and your career. I don't do that. I don't do nothing I said in that video. And
You hate
it's
to hear it. You hate to hear it.
it's it's for me, man, just this whole creative process sometimes.
Yeah.
I love it because I've always been creative, but at
Yeah.
the same time, it can be mundane and tedious.
Yeah.
Um, but let me ask you this question, and this is a question I ask everybody on this podcast. When you hear the word art,
Mm-hmm.
what does that mean to you?
The expression. Expression. In the simplest definition possible. Um, the reason why that's the first thing to come to mind is just because like I know what different forms of art have done for me just over my lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be drawing, listening to music, at some point making music, painting, making videos, um, you know, just whatever form of art I was taking on at whatever point in time, it helped me get it helped me get through certain things or a lot of things
Mm-hmm.
because I was expressing myself in some way or another.
Right,
Uh,
right.
like the making music, after a while, I'm like talking about past traumas or whatever. When I'm at a younger and I can't make music, I'm writing poems, I'm drawing, maybe how I feel. The videos, like I even making the music and doing the videos, I could be expressing somebody else's feelings,
Right. Right.
through my art, just based off of my own feelings. So expression for sure.
Well, one thing about video work, and this is what I tend to preach to any artist that I work with, is my job is to express what it is you're trying to convey visually.
Right.
So if nobody hears your words visually, I still need to be able to tell that story.
Right.
And I think in this day and age, I think we losing that, honestly.
Right.
Um it's not about the story anymore. It's just about who can put in the coolest transitions and the dopest effects and that kind of thing. And for me, like I say, I've always been creative. I've always liked telling a story,
Right.
which is why I do a lot of narrative work, short films and things like that.
Don't mind me. Don't mind me.
But
Wipe out my battery.
and I think we're losing the story,
Right.
right? We're losing the storytelling part of it. Because I tell people in a minute, like I don't care what kind of camera you have, and I tell these artists because they'll hit me up and ask me what kind of camera do you use, and I ask them why do you want to know? Why do you want to know?
Right.
Like what why do you want to know? You should just want to see my work
Right.
and
It
see
don't
the
matter
kind of
what I
work
shot it with.
you you shouldn't worry about what camera I got
Right.
because you've asked me that question. If I tell you I've got a red Raptor, that's a $30,000 camera. So guess what? Now I got to charge you for using this red Raptor because you just wanted to know that.
Right. You got the budget for it?
So and my thing is, and let me say this, y'all, I do not shoot with a red Raptor at all. That's not that's not what I shoot with.
Right.
But um it's because nobody's worried about story. We're worried about the specs of a camera.
Right.
And that's depressing to me. Because all cameras are good now. I don't care what you spend. They're all good. They
Yeah.
all got good specs. They all got really good quality. They do a lot of dope things. And so if you worried about what I shoot with, then my thing is you first of all, do you even know what you want?
Hmm.
And do you have the budget for it?
Right.
Because if I tell you I shoot with a cinema camera, is that gonna make a difference? There's somebody who's just shooting with a mirrorless? It shouldn't. You want to know what the work looks like. That's it.
Right.
And I tell folks, man, constantly what I use to shoot with, because I shoot with different cameras.
Hmm.
Like right now, this setup is stupid to do a podcast. It's ridiculously dumb to have a cinema camera sitting here shooting a podcast. That's stupid. But but it's what it was because I already had it set up for something else I was doing. I just left it there.
Right.
But that's why I don't like when people ask me what you're shooting with. Like that question just bothers me because most of the time they don't even know why they ask. I had one guy who I did some work for said somebody told him, you make sure whoever you get shooting is shooting with a 4K camera or above, and it does this and it does that. And I said, well, did he tell you why? No, he just told me those are the cameras you need for the best type of quality. And I said, really? I said, okay. So I shot a short film a few years ago with my son called Thugs Cry.
Hmm.
I shot that with a Panasonic G7 in 1080,
Hmm.
and I showed it to him. Oh man, that's dope, man. What kind of camera you have for that? A $400 G7 used in 1080. Don't let nobody tell you the type of gear that's needed to shoot anything if they can't even tell you why. Now there are reasons why we use certain things,
Yeah.
but if you're looking for somebody to do something, you need to be looking at their work first of all.
Right.
Don't worry about what they're shooting with. I done seen folks that's got red cameras and Ari minis and all that stuff, and the stuff honestly looks like crap because they didn't know what they was doing with it.
Yeah, yeah. I got a story about that. I ain't gonna go into it though. But
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, I mean, when I first bought my Black Magic camera, I didn't know what I was doing with this thing. I loved how it looked. It took me a minute though to get used to using this flipping camera
right,
because I realized it's not a running gun camera. First of all, I
right,
can't just grab it out the bag and turn it on and start shooting.
right,
It ain't designed for that. So I've got to set it up. I've got to rig it out. I've got to do all this stuff with it and take my time. And I think that, and I just made a video not too long ago. I think that's what's making me a better filmmaker. That this camera is making me slow down.
right.
Once you rig it out, it's heavy. So you're
Mm-hmm.
going to want to put it on a tripod. So now I got to focus on composition a lot more because I'm not moving the camera.
Right.
Um, I got to make sure all the settings is right. I found out if you don't dial in the settings on this thing, it'll jack you up. They hyped you up with a high frame rate button, Curt. Like this is crazy. So I'm thinking, okay, I can push this button and jump straight to 60 or 120 frames a second, and you know what I'm saying, like real quick. What they didn't tell you was is that yes, you can do that, but the camera automatically slows the footage down,
Mm.
but it doesn't sync the audio with it. So the audio will still be running at the same speed
Yep.
while the video is slowed down. I've shot entire projects before I realized that's what was happening.
Mm-mm.
I pushed that button thinking, okay, I was gonna be able to do some slow-mo when I needed it. No, the camera slows that whole footage down, but it doesn't sync the audio with it.
Right.
So jacked up, jacked up stuff. But
Sound.
again, so now I know when I turn that camera on, I have to make sure I haven't pushed that button.
Right.
Because because when you looking at it, when you shooting, it'll look just fine. Then when you play it back, it's all in slow motion.
With messed up audio.
Dude, it's like I say, it's the best, most inconvenient camera in the world.
Right.
but
Right. I
but
get.
it's but these are the things, man, that I don't think people take into consideration when they look at a videographer or a filmmaker or whatever. And I think that's what frustrates me most.
Right.
Like they see the YouTube videos and it's just, oh, he's just sitting down in front of the camera talking. Well, no, some of these videos took days or a week to do because
Right.
all this extra footage that you see, I had to get that footage too.
Right.
So yeah, I sat down and do the talking head portion, but all the rest of this stuff, and then to try to do that and remain consistent while you're still doing client work, while
Mm-hmm.
you're still trying to deal with your family,
Mm-hmm.
dude, it'll burn you out real quick. And I've seen a lot of creators lately. YC did one, Fulan Creative, Meals. Everybody's going through the same thing. Everybody's
Yeah.
feeling that squeeze. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Meals, and I'm gonna have him on the show hopefully next week.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I commented on one of his videos, and he used the term, excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
um, creating freely
Mm-hmm.
about about us having the opportunity to create freely. And if you think about it, most of us don't have the opportunity to just create freely. In other words, without anything attached to it, without
Right.
trying to make sure that this client is pleased, without trying to make sure that the YouTube or Instagram algorithm is pleased.
Right.
Just creating freely and the freedom that comes with that. And I think like I was saying about this podcast, that was one of the reasons for that, to get on here, chop it up, create something, and not worry about whether or not it gets views, or not
Right.
whether worried about whether or not the algorithm picks it up. Just to talk it out,
Right.
because I'm a firm believer that that's what a lot of creators need to just be able to just talk it out, man, and not worry about that. Now I know some of these cats that are monetized and got sponsor videos to get out and all that. I know that's a little bit more difficult for them, but still having to find that time to create freely, I think is important to
You know
just
what's interesting about that?
mhm.
It starts that way. It starts
It
freely.
does. It does.
But so like this is kind of like an issue for me too, where like you want to create freely, but then what's the point of creating freely if nobody sees it,
Right.
right? So it's like, oh, I created, spent all this time creating this video and it looks amazing to me.
Right.
And that's really all that matters. But at the same time, if I'm putting it up somewhere, then that means that I want somebody to see it.
Right.
So then
Right.
so then there comes like the trying to play both sides of the fence because it's like, well, I just want to make stuff and I don't
Mhm.
care what people think. But then when somebody says something about it, then it's like, well, that's not the response I was looking for.
Right.
So now I gotta
Right.
like tweak it a little bit, and then it becomes just like, well, damn, I didn't think nobody was gonna look at it to begin with.
Right.
So when
Right.
I first made it, it's like I wasn't thinking about nobody. But now the fact that somebody's watching, I feel like I have to appease these
You
people.
gotta appease these people, right?
Yeah. So then it's like it creates an imbalance, and that's where I've been because when I started, it's like, man, like I suck at this, but I just want to get better.
Right.
I don't care about the people. I want to get better. But then as I get better, that brings people. And as much as I think I don't care, I care
You
because
can't.
they're here now.
Right.
So it's like
Right.
I'm I'm personally trying to like have a balance of consideration,
Hmm.
but genuinely not caring.
Right.
Like I was happy when I made this. Now, if you have something constructive to say, like, hey, this part of the video, you clipped your highlight, but otherwise the video's fire, yada, 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 cool.
Right.
I didn't pay that no attention, or I couldn't change anything about that, but I'll keep it in mind for the next one. But if you come in with, negative and this and that, like, what you say is not gonna dictate anymore how I choose or what I choose to put out.
Right.
It's literally going back to the beginning on every video. That's the thing. Like every video I gotta like go back to the beginning of like this is a part of my journey. Nobody can really dictate my journey. I have to create this video
Right.
to document my journey because at the end of
Right.
the day, if nobody looked at these videos, one main thing can happen for two good reasons. I can go back and see how much I progressed, or if
Hmm.
something was to happen to me, my kids, grandkids, or family can go back and look at this whole timeline of what was happening,
Yes,
whether
sir.
they were in the videos or not.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
So the what's helping me get to this point now is the life aspect.
Hmm.
Like I'm not a creator or a creative. I just do creative things.
Mm.
You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not a videographer. I shoot videos. I'm
I
not
got
a
you.
damn sure
Right.
don't photographer, but I'm not a photographer. I shoot photos. Like I'm just
Right.
doing these different mediums to express myself. When I put that shit at the forefront, it negates everything else that I could possibly have an issue with when it comes to creating. Now the only issue is time and NDAs of footage that I can't use. That's
Right.
it. I'm mentally moving past all the nonsense that was blocking me at first. So going back to something that you said earlier with the vlogging for a week, I actually
Mhm.
had the same idea, except for I wasn't gonna say anything about it. I was just gonna do it. But when you said it, I was like, okay, I gotta come back to it and say it because I actually had the same idea. Only thing is, I wasn't gonna use my phone. I was just gonna go back to making whatever I want, and in this case,
Mhm.
what would fit the build or the mode the most is a simple video, a simple
Right.
vlog.
Right.
Like nothing really happened that day or
Right.
whatever day, but making the mundane look okay, look cool
Right. Right. I
was the
got
goal. I went to In and Out, got a burger,
you. Right.
got In and Out, watched some planes, might
Right.
kick a little something for the day. Y'all
Right.
gonna hate it. And I'm cool with that because
I'm
I
good.
need to get over this. I need to put stuff out. So
Yes.
y'all can hate it, y'all can say whatever. I'll try to, bring some sort of value. But if it ain't there, it ain't there. I put
Right.
the video out though, and I'm happy with myself.
Right.
So
Right.
just FYI, it's coming.
Like I did a video not too long ago, man, and the video is literally called the most useless video ever.
Mm,
And the funny part about it is it's useless. It's just a bunch of random footage, man. Like there's no point to it. I literally had my phone and I shot some footage of my fiance sitting in the car, and I mean just random stuff that makes absolutely no sense.
right.
And people watched it. Now
Yeah, we'd
now
be surprised.
now the video that I put out after that actually meant something that I thought had some value. Jokers didn't watch it.
This is look, that to that point is exactly why maybe we need not focus on the audience. Like no, respectfully speaking.
Right. I know what you're saying. I
It's
got
like we put in all the work on something that we feel is this and it ain't, and then whatever we feel is whack ain't. Can't please y'all.
a, bu- a bunch of cell phone footage that I just tossed in a video. No
Yeah.
words. I ain't saying nothing. Nothing. Just in a video, and Jokers watched it. I'm like, and then I had people commenting saying, "You're right. This was actually useless." I'm like, I told you in the title. I told you it wasn't clickbait. I told you.
Yeah.
I wasted moments of my life watching this. Well, I don't.
I warned you. I warned you.
What you
That's your bad. I warned you
right?
though.
Now go watch the other video. That's the one you need to watch.
Right.
But man, I think this was dope, man. I think yeah. I'm trying to create a space, man, where people can just come and just talk and just kind of air out. You know what I'm saying? What's going on and how they do things, and because we don't always get a chance to do it because we moving so much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We constantly moving and we constantly doing other stuff. So I wanted to create a space where you could sit down for a minute and just air it out with somebody who understands it, um, and just kind of go from there. But I think this was dope, man. But look, go ahead and tell the people how they can contact you, where they can see your work at.
So, everywhere. Shot by Curt. Just as you see it right here on the thing. Um, yeah, Instagram. I mean, shit, I ain't really nowhere like that. Just Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. But I mean, you can go to the website. Shot by Curt. That's all you need to know, man.
That's what's up, man. So look, man, I appreciate you coming on. I'm gonna get you back in a little bit, get an update, see what's going on, seeing if the YouTube journey is getting any better. I know you
Mm.
started your 12-month thing. We gonna see. we see.
Yeah, yeah. You see how
It's
it's going.
it's already June, bruh. Like it's,
You, you see how it's going. It's rough out here. I ain't gonna cap you down, but
we gonna check
you know,
back in with you, man, and see how that's going, and get an update, and just go from there. But
yeah,
other than that, man, just keep pushing, keep putting the stuff out, you got people that do watch it, even if it's just one or two people, somebody watching.
Yep.
And that's what I try to remind myself. It may not be 100,000 people watching, but when you look at your video and you've got one view, then that's one person that watched it
Right.
and maybe got something from it. So that makes it worth it.
Yep. Yep.
But I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you coming on. Y'all, we
Yes.
gonna get some more of these things out. I promise I'm gonna get more consistent with the podcast, and hopefully we can get it cracking. So
Yes,
y'all
sir.
be easy, man, and we'll holler at you.
One.